But in Nigeria, 45 people taken. 1 week passed, nothing. Second week, president is busy planning for 2027 election. They are busy doing primaries for 2027. And people's children are in the bush. And they will come and tell you feel your pain. How does he feel your pain, for Christ's sake? How? 2027 is there. Do not focus your eyes only on the presidency. As you are focusing on the presidential election, focus on the state governor's election as well. Because you need good people also in the state. Like we need good person in the federal. We need good people in the National Assembly. You can see Akpabio's National Assembly, how useless that assembly is. The 10th Assembly is the most useless assembly Nigeria has ever had in the history of democracy. You make wrong choice, you suffer. You can't transfer your suffering. You will do the suffer by yourself. 2027, if you go to vote tribe, to vote religion, to vote Milokon, to vote is our turn, to vote is my brother, to vote is this or that, my dear, you will suffer in the next 4 years. That by the time you finish the 8 years suffering, nobody will recognize you. Your vote is your power. Hello, my people. Welcome to my channel. This is Ande Media TV. Today, something unique just happened in the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. And what was the situation? There was, an announcement from the People Democratic Party, the PDP, from the faction led by Taminu Turaki, SAN. This faction has announced that they're gonna, carry out a kind of consensus or kind of ratification that former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is gonna be the candidate of the party, PDP. So when this announcement, was made, as at a night before the day, there have been a lot of, tension in the FCT as the current minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has tried and made a whole lot of effort to stop that gathering from holding up. So we saw a lot of, well, I call it a threat, across board to all these event centers, that would have given them a venue. So the issue are those threatening them that anybody that, provides venue for these guys that is going to deal with them, because it's going to sanction them and do all whatnot. So, but I don't think that's going to stop people from doing their business. They are there to do business. They are there to, attend to their clients. So you can't tell them not to, accept clients just because you are the minister of FCT. So when I had, all those stuff that was going on, I was worried because I don't know where the minister got the powers, to mandate event centers not to give out venue to people who want to host event. That's where the problem came from. So I was wondering who empowered him to do all of that. As far as the 1999 Constitution as amended is still operational, it guarantees citizens the right to associate, the right to gather, the right to, meet and, hold their peaceful, deliberations and what have you. It's a right. It's a constitutionally guaranteed right. So the minister have no powers to restrict people, to stop people from meeting and gathering together to hold whatever event they want to hold. So that's point number one. So I think the minister is, going overboard, over and above the, the powers that he has. So that's aside. And then when you look at the issue, why are these guys gathering? Well, we understood that what they intend to do was to kind of ratify that the former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is their candidate for the 2027 presidential election. But the question is this: have you had, the former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan declare his interest to contest in the 2027 presidential election? Personally, I haven't had anything from him. I haven't had him, declare his interest. The only time I saw him, speaking about this 2027 election about himself was when, some group of his supporters, visited him and was asking him, to come out and contest and rescue the country, from his current situation. And he was clear and emphatic, telling them that everybody is wanting him to come and contest and all of that. How many among them now has voters card? If you remember the video, right? So that's what I know that, happened around him in terms of contesting for 2027 election. But he said he was going to make consultation, that he will consult. That's what he said. So has he finished his consultation? We don't know. If he had done with his consultation, he would have been back to tell the citizens, okay, having done my consultation, I'm joining the race or I'm not joining the race. We haven't had anything from him. Now, the Turaki-led faction of the PDP is now ratifying him as their candidate in absentia. I haven't seen where, somebody is to be a flag bearer of a political party in a big race such as the presidential race, and is not there in person, and is being ratified in absentia. This is the first time I'm seeing that. Because it's a big occasion, being a flag bearer of a party, a candidate of a party, is a big event, So I don't know what is really transpiring or what is really going on. But I think it's showing some kind of a sign of desperation in the part of that PDP faction. And don't forget that the Minister of FCT is heading the second faction, right? And there has been a judgment from the court, trying to, kind of decimated the two factions and all of that. So the question is, if what they are doing is right or wrong, that is the court that have the powers to decide that. So if Nyesom Wike feel that what they are doing is not is not legal, it should go to court. But trying to stop them from hosting their event is an aberration. But thankfully, the guys were able to pull out a mass and then were able to have their way over the security that were there, and then the event finally held. And from the the outcome of the event, they ratified him through voice vote. I heard Professor Jerry Ghana was speaking and said those in favor of choosing the former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan as the candidate of the party say aye, and they say aye, and those against say nay. I still have some few voices say nay there, but as usual, the highest voice has it, and the yes has it. And Jonathan was declared the candidate of the party. And the next event was the issuance of the certificate that he is their candidate. But he was not there. And I don't think there's any of his aide who was there to receive it on his behalf, even if he's not there in person. So they have to have a custodian, someone who can hold a certificate for on behalf of the party, pending when they can fix, an engagement with the president for them to present the certificate officially to him. Because Professor Jerry Ghana was clear that they're gonna present the certificate as a party to him, not one person going to give it to him. So I think it is on that day that we may begin to understand if the former President Goodluck Jonathan is contesting for 2027 presidential race or not. Because when they present the certificate to him, it's either he's accepting it or he said no, he doesn't want to contest. That's the day the truth of this matter is going to be public. So we're going to be patient and wait until that time. There are so many other things that we're going to talk about in this video. If you are new to this channel, please kindly like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel and put on your notification bell so that when my next new video drop, you'll be among those that will be notified. All right, let's delve into other matters. So we saw what is trending and going on between the very dark man and the presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanuga in terms of the video that very dark man made. And I think I've seen a whole lot of comments, people speaking out concerning the video. And the issue was that the very dark man made a video, talking about the presidential promise, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu he made a promise in 2023 when he was contesting for the presidential, election then in 2023. He made a promise that he's going to provide power, that at all costs there must be power in Nigeria, and Nigeria will not pay estimated bill. And he even made the statement that if he doesn't deliver power in that 4 years, if he come for the election, Nigeria should not vote for him. That's what he said with his mouth. The video is everywhere. So that's what very dark man played and was telling Nigerians. If they eventually go and support this man and vote for him, it means that their brain is not there. It means that they are being charmed because there's no power, no light in the country. People are resorting to solar, which is very expensive. Businesses are crashing because of high cost of production due to lack of energy and all of that. So that was the point very dark man was making in that video. Then an unscrupulous person, I don't know whether it's a Nigerian, I don't know who did that, took that video and then pull out the video of the president speaking about how he will provide the power. Took out that video, played an audio, generated by AI and all of that. Even when you are listening to that video, that voice is not the voice of the president. The voice is speaking more better and clear and coherently more than the president speaks. Basically, that's the honest truth. When I heard that AI generated video, immediately the first statement came. I said, "It's not the president. So who is doing this?" And then that was the video. And then the presidential spokesperson by another had the video. And then he has posted a tweet immediately that the very dark man need to be, arrested to face the full weight of the law and all of that and all of that. He was too quick to judge. As a presidential spokesperson in that level, in that position, he has, access to so many tools to be able to verify the video. Is he posted in very dark man's verified handle? That's number one, because that's when you will know he's the one that posted it. That's number one. If yes, then you begin to dig dive to find out which video, how did he get this video, who did that, which location, IP address, so many things to use to triangulate the information, check the metadata and all of that before you can now come to conclusion that truly this is very dark man, before you can now issue whatever you want to say. But he didn't do all of that. No due diligence, no ratification, no nothing. He just burst out the moment they had the video. Even he himself, hearing that voice in the video, should know that this is not the president. For him, if I were him, even if I want to respond to that, I would have just put the video, right, and place that stamp on it. Fake news. That's it. That's done. You don't need to even start threatening, the person and all of that. Can just put it fake news. Then every other person who sees it on your page will say, oh, that's fake news, that's not president and all of that. But he didn't do all these things, no due diligence. He came out in attack of Very Dark Man, threatening him that he's going to face the full weight of the law and all of that. Yeah, I know Very Dark Man has been vocal. Many people said before that Very Dark Man is working for the APC. Oh, he says he's doing this. I don't know where those people are now who are saying those things that time, especially when he said he got a tip from the DSS or whatever that those people want to protest, shouldn't protest at one time. And I saw a lot of people, especially there's one guy that always, trying to, attack Very Dark Man whenever he posts a video, come out to begin to critique the video. And so they claim that Very Dark Man is working for APC, is not working with the people, this, that, he has been bought over. But currently, you can see what Very Dark Man is doing, right from China, where he is at present. He posts videos virtually every day criticizing this government and asking the president to step aside, not to contest, and even asking citizens, vote whoever you want to vote, but for APC, for President Bola Tinubu, don't vote for him because he did not deliver the things he promised. He talked about the issue of insecurity and stuff like that. So you see a whole lot of things he's doing. So from that video he's making right now, speaking, will you say he's working for APC? So, at times people say things that doesn't align to what we expect them to do. That doesn't mean they have been bought over. All right, because people have their personal opinion, their personal views. People react differently to different issues and all of that. So coming out to be tagging somebody that he has been bought over and so on and so forth. I don't know, but to me, I think what Very Dark Man is doing right now, I think he's doing his job. He's doing a very good job trying to sensitize the people, show them facts. This is what this man said. Has he done it? No, he hasn't. So why will you vote for him in the next 4 years? That's the question. And secondly, the man in question said, if I didn't do this, even if I come out, do not vote for me. He said it by himself. So I don't know any bad thing that man did, putting out that video. He's just re-echoing what the president has said by himself. So that's the point. So it's very bad to hear the presidential spokesperson dish out that kind of tweet. And if I were him, he would have come out to, kind of apologize or, put out a counter tweet, trying to downplay, what actually happened and then calm the situation down. But, Nigeria is full of pride. How can me, come and say this? That's the point. So it's a lesson that whatever you are coming out to do, please try and do your due diligence. You can't just jump into a matter and just put out information because you feel you can do so. It doesn't work that way. And you can see Very Dark Man's reaction. He was upset, and attacking the presidential spokesperson. Well, I don't know. That's between them anyways. But the fact remains that Very Dark Man is making a whole lot of point in terms of the achievement of this party, of this APC administration under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, especially when it comes to insecurity. It's something that is worrisome. And the most worrisome part now is that on May 29, which we know is the handover day, until it was changed to June 12 to become Democracy Day. Normally May 29 we do Democracy Day, but it was later changed, I think, under President Muhammadu Buhari to become June 12 in honor of, in honor of MKO Abiola then. So June 12 is now the Democracy Day. I went to President's page on X, and I saw the tweet, long tweet like that. I took my pains to read them. And unfortunately, the president was talking about they are doing this project in the power sector, they are doing this project in the health sector, and all of that, telling you that these people does not care. As we speak, students, kids were kidnapped. One of their teachers was beheaded. Yes, live on video, was beheaded. I was just watching the video from the ladies who are among the teachers that were taken with the kids, about 45 of the kids or thereabout. We are taking, they are in the bush for almost 2 weeks now. The women, they made videos. I saw the gun pointing at them, where the camera was standing. And she was begging the president, begging the governor of your state, Sheyi Makinde and the rest of them to come to their rescue. They were even calling ANCOPS, that is Association of, Principal of Secondary School, So they were begging, please come to our rescue. Don't come with force. Listen to these people, negotiate and bring us out. Children are sleeping in the bush, under the rain, under the sun, in the cold, in the heat. They are there. Kids. Imagine the parents who owns those children. how they are feeling. For the past 2 weeks, they haven't seen their kids. Imagine those kids, how they are feeling in the bush. Their friends, they haven't seen them. They haven't seen their mommy, their daddy, and all of that. What will they be eating in that bush? Most of them have not taken shower now. So just think about it. For the past almost 2 weeks or more than 2 weeks now, these people have been in captivity. What is the effort of the government? Why is it taking them too long? So if you may be aware, as we speak, maybe you went to the supermarket to pick some stuff with your kid, and suddenly you know how kids behave. They may start running around the store playing with other kids. Before you know it, you may not be, seeing your kids anymore. The kids disappear. The moment there is a disappearance of a kid, alert hits your phone, alerting you that this kid is be missing, this is the age, this is the clothes he's wearing, this is the canvas. Because first thing to identify a missing kid, is the canvas. This is because it's difficult for the kidnapper to easily change the canvas. You may change the dress, which is faster, but losing the ropes of the canvas is more difficult. So they don't just do that. So they will take the child with the same shoe the child is putting on. So they will show you, this is the color of the shoe, the dress, the height, the everything in your phone. Even when you are in your house, you get the alert. The essence is, in case you see anybody like that, you call 911. And the moment that message comes to your phone, within a couple of hours, they're going to get the guy. Why? They start checking CCTV camera of the location where the missing person, where the report came from, where the person was missing from. They start assessing all the cameras, trying to figure out where did the person go, which vehicle. You will see a helicopter, just for one person. But in Nigeria, 45 people taken. 1 week passed, nothing. Second week, president is busy planning for 2027 election. They are busy doing primaries, doing whatever you may call it for 2027. And people's children are in the bush. And they will come and tell you feel your pain. How does he feel your pain, for Christ's sake? How? How? There was no manhunt. We never heard that, battalion of soldiers have been moved to Oyo State in the forest and nothing like that. Because once things happen in Nigeria in this order, the next couple of weeks is gone. It follows the wind and flies away. Life goes on. They focus in another direction. So tell me, how can a president, the children are in the bush and they did Children's Day on May 27th? Think about it. So how can this kind of thing be happening to a kid that said they have commander-in-chief? And this same person is telling you is recontesting to come back for another 4 years, which means the whole country will be kidnapped by then. By the time you finish 8 years, that's the honest truth. Because you are not seeing the commitment. You are not seeing. I was, watching the Minister of Defense the other day talking. He was blaming insecurity, that is family values breakdown. He's not talking about government. He didn't mention government, who is not providing any enabling environment for people to thrive. Go to the country and check. People graduated 10 years ago, no job. Since then till now, the companies that will provide employment shut down. Why? High cost of power. They can't cope. Remember how many of businesses that left the shores of the country, even foreign businesses. Check. Remember now. Many, uncountable. So the government is supposed to provide an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. They are not there. Even Dangote Refinery, when they first came on, you remember what happened between them and government. They tried to blacklist that company. They tried to bring that company down. But Dangote is a strong man. He stood his ground and faced them. And that was how he overpowered them. So the government on its own is doing nothing to help the citizens. That is a country where you build your own house. You buy land for yourself. You build your house by yourself. You grade your road by yourself. You do drainage by yourself. You want to install electricity in your house. You buy the electric posts by yourself. You buy the electric cables by yourself. You go to a power holding company and pay them to come and install it by yourself. You buy meter by yourself. That is a country. So in all this process, where does the government come in? Nowhere. Nowhere. But go abroad. Every house is metered. If you are buying a house, you are buying a house with meter, buying a house with power, buying a house with every facility is there. Even if you are renting, it's there. So when you look at what we are doing as a nation, you begin to wonder what is really happening. Then they come up to tell you, that the reform of the president is working, that World Bank said. That is BS. Who is World Bank to tell us whether our country is moving forward or not? World Bank is in their headquarters, where they are. How will they know what is going on in our country? Somebody is buying fuel 1,300, 1,400. Is World Bank buying it like that? Somebody is earning minimum wage of 70,000. Our World Bank officials earning 70,000 to live in an economy where inflation is over 30-something%. So why are we waiting for World Bank to know whether our country is working or not? That's the point. And they come and pride, oh, World Bank said this, World Bank said, I don't get it. People are suffering. I was reading the other day, the Nigerian Governors Forum is talking about increasing minimum wage to 100,000. That is crap. Minimum wage should not be less than 200K per month, minimum. Even the 200K is nothing, but at least it's a starter. What is 200K? How much is cost of food alone? Not to talk of rent, not to talk of transport to work. Think about it. So these are the issues we are talking about. That the president is doing reform. What is the outcome of the reform? 3 years into that reform, nothing is changing in the positive. Nothing, not one thing. And you are talking of reform. You can see the loan they want to go and collect that the World Bank said they are not giving again. Think about it. Under Buhari, that loan was collected. What was the impact of that loan? Where is the electricity they built? They will call it an electrification project. That's full of corruption. Where is the electricity? And they are going back to collect more to even increase it. So is that what we are doing? You keep borrowing and borrowing, and when people talk, you say, oh, our debt to GDP is still low. I don't get it. I don't get it. Somebody governed the state for 8 years without borrowing one dime. How did he do it? These are the questions people should be asking. He governed the state for 8 years and he did not borrow one dime. And he built roads, built bridges, built electricity, built security, did all these things. How did he do it? And still save billions in dollars, in naira. We keep borrowing. Instead of blocking loopholes where the funds are missing, block all the loopholes, reevaluate contracts and all of this, and cut costs of governance to free money to use to develop the country. They are living large. And they want to come back for the next 4 years to come and do what exactly? Insecurity is there. The Minister of Defense was saying, blaming porous border, blaming this and blaming that they come and strike and go back. Just think about what these people are saying. I don't know, in this modern age and era, these old men come out there and speak what I don't really understand. How do you tackle this kind of insecurity situation? If your intelligence is telling you that these people come from Chad and strike and they go back to Chad, what are you supposed to do? You, that is the hurting country, we have a meeting with all the neighboring, countries, with their president, that we want to set up a joint, task force. They bring their own part of the military and everything. You people build a joint task force that will be manning other end of the border, so that if they come into strike, they can't go back. The other, joint tax team will attack them, and that's how you block their coming in and going out, their in and exit. Is this rocket science when people cannot use their brain to think? And is blaming that they come in, we have porous border. Yes, we have porous border, but what do you do? In America, there was open border during Biden's administration. What did the president do? He shut the border, closed the border, spending money to build fences. He shut the borders. So what is our case? So when you look at when these people talk on TV and all this, you keep wondering, where are they drinking from? Where are they getting the inspiration from? He was blaming every other person, but he wasn't blaming government. They say rate this security situation in Nigeria under this administration. He said it's 65 to 70%. Really? They kidnap people on a daily basis. I've mentioned children who are still in the bush, 40-something children with their teachers in the bush. They kidnap them from school. So you can't even ask your child, go to school today, and you are hoping the child will come back. And they negotiate with these bandits. They come with their guns, meeting government officials to negotiate. They were asking Daniel Boala the other day. He said Nigerians should defend themselves. How? You are defending yourself with bare hands or with a machete, with somebody with AK-47. That's what he said. Defend yourself. Even DGDSS said, you are the first line of defense. Defend yourself. But let me remind you, there was a guy who was in his farm and he was attacked by this, herdsmen. And he managed to overpower the herdsman. He was already, stabbed and all of that. He overpowered the person and stabbed the person to death with the same knife he used to stab him. What happened? They sentenced the guy to death and charged him for murder for defending himself. They sentenced him to death. It was the governor of, I think, in Adamawa State, Fintri, governor of Adamawa State, that later gave him pardon. And then they are not asking you to defend yourself. So tomorrow, you defend yourself and kill a bandit. What happened? they charge you for murder. It has happened in our very eyes because they protect the bandits more than they protect the people. They negotiate with them. Even when they at the back pay ransom, they will tell you they didn't pay. I've mentioned the case of the one that happened in Zamfara there when they took over the 200 or 300 students in Zengebe. Go and watch the video. The BBC African Eye did. They went there, spoke with the bandits. The bandits told them that they paid them 60 million naira that time during Buhari's administration. But the same video, you hear government officials say, no ransom was paid, that they just released the students. They saw uniform for them. So all these things are there. So they protect bandits, treat them very well, and all of that. Now, look at, the minister was saying that when the repentant Boko Haram, there's nothing like repentant. These people has committed a crime against the state. Kill people, sack people from their community, push them to IDP camp, destroy homes, destroy families. And today, they say they repent. No, they can't repent. You have to charge them to court for the things that they did. Even if they surrender, they have to go to court. And the court will determine their penalty and sentence them to prison. You can't come and say they are repentant, you sew uniform and give them, and they are walking around the community after they have decimated the whole community. So I don't really understand what is happening. That's the point. So if you watch that interview, between the Minister of Defense and Oji of Arise News, you hear what he said. That the government has scored 65 to 70% or 75% in insecurity. Hey, I can't believe what I heard from him. If I'm to score them, because he says score them from 0 minimum to 10 highest, very good. And he said he didn't choose between the 0 to 10. He just gave themselves 65 to 70% or 75%. If I'm to give them is 0. If you know how many thousands of people that have died under Tinubu's administration, you will understand what we are saying. Through kidnapping. So the same man that is talking about, they need more money, the more budget they get, the more they can prosecute the state and all of that. How many army generals have we lost? Because he said that, his family values, it is this. You see, these guys, it's just so funny. When government has failed woefully in doing what they're supposed to do, there's national orientation who's supposed to be orientating the people, educating the people, telling them the good not to do this is the way to go, this and that. Government doesn't care about their people. A whole president issued a tweet on May 29, marks his 3rd year in office. He did not mention anything about the kids that were kidnapped that are in the bush for more than a week. He did not. He was busy talking about projects. I don't know which project they are talking about. Nigeria, that hospital is not working. Talking about 2027 is there. It's almost here. Election is coming up in January for presidential. I think governorship is February or thereabout. Do not focus your eyes only on the presidency. As you are focusing on the presidential election, focus on the state governor's election as well. Because you need good people also in the state. Like we need good person in the federal. We need good people in the National Assembly. You can see Akpabio's National Assembly, how useless that assembly is. The 10th Assembly is the most useless assembly Nigeria has ever had in the history of democracy. Akpabio-led National is the most useless National Assembly. Assembly that has nothing to offer, has no value adding to the country. Rubber stamp National Assembly. That assembly is as useless as tissue paper. So because I don't really understand, nobody is holding president accountable. He comes to any loan, is approved. It's not policies that is doing. Nobody is questioning them. How is this policy delivering to the need of the people? How is it solving people's problem? Nobody. How many ministers have you seen in the National Assembly that is defending their policies and the impact of their policies on the people? How many? That's the point. So their focus now is 2027. That's why they strategically did the electoral act in a way to favor all of them. Consensus. Akpabio came out from consensus, right? The president, same thing. They just brought one shambolic person to claim that he's contesting primaries with the person. That's BS. Who are they deceiving? So these are the points. So Nigerians should wake up. And I keep saying it. 2027, if you go to vote tribe, to vote religion, to vote Milokon, to vote is our turn, to vote is my brother, to vote is this or that, my dear, you will suffer in the next 4 years. That by the time you finish the 8 years suffering, nobody will recognize you. Your vote is your power. They are sharing rice now. So a woman who opened her own package to check what is there. And she said, I will eat all these things. I will still not vote for APC. And I keep telling you people, anything they give you, collect. On voting day, vote the right candidate who will change the face of this country. Nigeria need a leader who has empathy. Not children will be kidnapped. The person is talking about project and planning 2027 election when children are in the bush. And they will come and tell you feel your pain. He will come and tell you, even him and his family, what pain are they feeling, for Christ's sake? Which pain? So we need a leader that has capacity to know what to do, how to do it. You can't be telling us you are making tough choices. You are doing somebody removed the same subsidy you just removed, and you fought the person, did demonstration, took over the street for days, and you now came and did what somebody has done before, and you say you are making tough choices. What make it to make sense to me? Jonathan removed subsidy. Bola Tinubu was on the street. Today, Bola Tinubu removed subsidy, and he said he's making tough choices. So when Jonathan did it, it wasn't a tough choice. The same President Bola Tinubu is tweeting at that time that security lies on the desk of the president. If Jonathan cannot provide security, let him resign, let him leave the seat. Today, Tinubu is there. Now you can't provide the same security. What are you still doing on the seat? Are you not supposed to leave the seat like you are telling Jonathan to do? Do the same thing you tell Jonathan to do. Then instead of resigning and leaving, you are coming back for 2027. So what are we talking? You don't practice what you preach. You will give power by all means necessary. We must have power. Even if you didn't deliver that power, if you come out for second tenor, we shouldn't vote for you. Why are you coming out when you know you did not deliver power? So you can see politicians don't hold their words. That's why you need a man of integrity who can say something and stand on it. That's why it's strange to them that Peter Obi said he will do 4 years only. And Governor Soludo was saying the person need to go to psychiatric hospital because it's strange to them. Because they love power. They get it, they cringe on it, they die on it. So they are wondering, how can this man do 4 years and just leave? They don't believe it. Because he's a man of integrity. He's a man that if he says something, he stands on it. That is it. So it's unfortunate what we are seeing today. But guys, 2027 is a make or mar affair. You make wrong choice, you suffer. That you can't transfer your suffering. You will do the suffer by yourself. So if you like, continue. Be doing is my tribe. Be doing is my brother. Be doing is my religion. Be doing that. I just like the man. He built Lagos. I don't know which Lagos he built. Former capital of Nigeria. Built by Nigerian government. He said he built Lagos. When you ask people, what did he build in Lagos? He only did the tax system that is generating money for him because his company is the one running it. That the same tax system he has brought to federal. So, well, I don't know what to say anymore because when I see people coming out supporting APC and all this thing, I only console myself that I know they are there for what they will grab from them. That's why I console myself because it's ridiculous when I see people who are claiming to be APC and who are claiming to be supporting this present administration. I only conclude that those people must be people benefiting from this government. Otherwise, no same person will be supporting this government, this administration, to return back in 2027. No same person. Because everybody is suffering it. Whether you are in the diaspora, you are suffering it because you keep sending money back home for them to eat food. So you are not exempted. So if you are in the diaspora, talk to your people. Because if you check the amount of money you have been sending them home to eat, to pay rent, to pay school fees, and all of that, you will understand that it's not about not being in Nigeria. It's also affecting you anywhere you are in the world. That is the truth of the matter. So guys, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to let it slide there because issue of Nigeria is a burning issue. If you have passion for the country, it burns in you when you see a lot of things not going in the right direction. And when especially see people supporting that same, that same evil that's going on in the country. It brings a lot of, pain to you. So guys, I don't know what your opinion are. I don't know what your views are. My comment section is always open for you. Just be respectful in your comment. Trust me, I'm going to respond to whatever comment you have put in there. So guys, have your time in the comment section. I'll continue to talk about what's going on in our country as 2027 draws closer. I'll see you in my next video. But before I leave, if you are new to this channel, please kindly like and share this video. And also subscribe to my channel and put on the notification bell so that when my next new video drop, you will be among those that will be notified. I'll see you in my next video. I'll be signing out from here. See you.